Annyeonghaseyo and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Seamaster 2019 ITTF World Tour Shinhan Korea Open, coming to you live from Busan, Korea. I'm your commentator, Adam Bobrow, and there are only 2 matches left for the day. It's getting more and more steady in the spin game. Wow, look at how wide the table looked from that standpoint for a moment. A shot up high. As the camera gets lower, look at how different it looks already. 5 by 9 feet. Again, in terms of metrics, well, this is a bit more of a straight down look at the table. But both players are going to make the table look quite small. Xu Xin's going to do everything he can to stay close to the table. As much as he likes putting on a show, we call him the showman for a reason. He gives us already, and he's given us already. For me, if it's not point of the tournament, it's going to happen here in this match. It seems likely. Champion at the China Open and the Qatar Open already in 2019. 2 of the 3 tournaments on the World Tour that Ma Long has played. Other than that, the World Championships, he is the champion. Ma Long 3 times standing. But the triple champion in Japan, Xu Xin, in all 3 events, the more he plays, the better he does. He's the champion here in men's doubles, a runner-up in the mixed doubles, and now fighting to be champion in the men's singles as well. Our umpire from Taiwan, it is Chong Li Chuen, in the high chair officiating. On the other side, it is Ronald Mugwanya from Uganda. What a great seat to have for this match. Really, it's been so anticipated. When anyone is world number 1, Fan Zhendong was world number 1 for about 14 months in a row. And yet the question was, could he beat Ma Long? He's done it twice this year, Fan Zhendong, on the World Tour once. But Ma Long still with an overwhelming record against Fan Zhendong. But about Xu Xin, head-to-head they've played 28 times. 28, and almost 75% of them have gone to the man we call the dictator, Ma Long. Xu Xin with cat ears there on the Korean poster. Oh, gotta love it. Shy, so shy. The fans with the fan behind them. So Ma Long winning 20 of the 28 encounters they've had. He won the last 4 times in a row, starting with Dusseldorf in 2017, the world champs. 2017 Japan Open, 2018 German Open, 2019 Qatar, and now we start this best of 7 men's singles final. Not missing by a lot, but Xu Xin showing that he's prepared with the backhand, comfortable to get back into the attack game from near the table. Ma Long starting with the serve to give him the advantage. Look at the angle here. The wide forehand is going to be the place that Xu Xin has to be careful, really aware of. Nice combination as Xu Xin's moving back the other way after coming in for the backhand over the table. Ma Long hitting it behind the momentum. There's the backhand, getting stronger all the time. Now you might feel that Xu Xin at world number 1 against Ma Long has something to prove here. A little bit off the top of the net, but a good step around here from Xu Xin. After the World Championships, I had forgotten because there have been so many stops on the World Tour, but Xu Xin still has a lot to prove after the World Championships. Under pressure. A little bit off the net once again from behind the table. Xu Xin keeps the ball in play, comes right back in. The reason I say he has something to prove, Simon Gauzy got the best of Xu Xin when he was the only Chinese player on his half of the draw. That's a lot to carry, a lot of weight. 4 Chinese players on the other side and Xu Xin all alone by himself.
Leg 2, 3.
The racket speed from Xu Xin for a guy who hesitated on that serve. Wasn't sure if it was coming long. Realized it would be and dropped the racket back down to take the opening attack. So solid start here for the Cloud Walker, Xu Xin.
4-3.
When he's able to turn the corner, get up on one foot over the table, that forehand flip kill, very effective. What a backhand, the rip right down the line off the shot that was coming in. I mean, even in practice, if someone was just feeding you a gentle ball, that wouldn't have been an easy shot to make. It would have been impressive, but with Ma Long's spin low to the net, if he can keep his percentages like this, it's going to be a very tough match for Ma Long. A quality push here from Ma Long over the table, loading it with spin. Second bounce on the table, as tight as can be. This serve, you can see how faintly, how thinly Xu Xin is looking to brush that ball. Not easy to keep the ball tight on this table. Again, the ball slides a bit. It's a very fast table. Oh, just missing. Outstanding, you got the side view. Xu Xin way behind the table, keeps the ball in play against Ma Long. Ma Long with a lot of control here. At the start of the point, Ma Long was the one who was on defense. Just taking all the heat coming in from Xu Xin. Now remember, against Wang Chuqin, Xu Xin wasn't able to do this. That's how much power and how much earlier Wang Chuqin takes the ball than most. The surprise flick, the pancake flip from Ma Long, where he shows push and then quickly turns the racket over. Well handled by a very calm and cool Xu Xin. 6 points apiece. Xu Xin, it's interesting, the respect, there is no player more respected than Ma Long on the world tour right now. Actively in the game, Ma Long with the greatest amount of respect. Xu Xin, a lot of fans though.
7-6.
The entertainment value with Xu Xin is so high. I call Ma Long art in motion, just watching him play. It's like just a classic painting, just something beautiful to observe, to witness with your own eyes. And Xu Xin will have you laughing, clapping, and nearly falling out of your seat, watching in suspense. Chop block from Ma Long right off the bounce, sneaks past Xu Xin. To keep a chop block that low, very difficult. Watch where Xu Xin has to take this from. A good 10 centimeters below the table. Trying to speak to the metric world. Ma Long back in front now. He was down 2-4 at the first towel break. With the heavy spin coming in.
9.
Needs a very closed racket. Xu Xin's shot just going long a bit. Parallel backhand anticipated and countered back. Ma Long opens and Xu Xin answers. Good placement there. A bit in on the elbow, so Ma Long has to play it from way out in front uncomfortably with the backhand. A lot of cage kicking in this match.
10-7.
Again, the cage under the table, leaving a little bit less room for feet than usual. So in on that short game, the flicks, the over-the-table shots. There'll be a lot of cages kicked. Well, just one, but a lot of kicks. And Ma Long takes game number 1, 11-7 to start off this best-of-7 men's singles final. We'll be back for game number 2, the Cloud Walker versus the Dictator, right after this.
Darling, in a
Players back for game number 2. Ma Long off to a strong start. But again, it was his end game. The middle and the end of this game, Ma Long really passed by Xu Xin. Very steady, the most versatile player in the game. Ma Long, steady on both wings, good in near the table and from behind. But that's Xu Xin's bread and butter, the step around cross-court shot. An inside-out forehand, this one, less side spin on it. Pretty straight topspin, but still goes for the speed and sneaks it past under the racket of Ma Long. To play that ball to the short side of the table as deep and spinny as Ma Long did. Took incredible precision and bravery. Again, quite a handcuffing serve. A lot of players would have played that cross court or spun it softly. Loaded with spin and fast to the backhand. Ma Long overcompensates on the lift. It's like a body roll watching Ma Long take that backhand spin shot against underspin. This one gets away, top edge of the racket. I say the body roll thing. I think many fans of table tennis have seen videos of Ma Long in training, from the National Training Center in Beijing to just warm-ups before matches. It's very cool watching him roll the body up to get that backhand and lift. Short side, but he pays for it. Ma Long covers. I'm happy to see the girls watching the match now. A lot to watch when these two are playing, no question about it. The type of performances that could seal the fate and the future of a child about that age. Opening backhand quality from Xu Xin. Deja vu, similar score from game number 1. This is where Ma Long got his tail stepped on. The dragon woke up. I love it. Already got a ball, don't need that. Oh no, he didn't. I want a new ball. Interesting. It makes you wonder, again, the mind of Ma Long is working so fast. There could have been something he didn't like about that ball. Punchy backhand to start, the follow-up forehand. That's Ma Long's specialty. Just closing on the top spin, perfect calibration there. To do that with such confidence, Xu Xin's topspin coming in, Ma Long just comes down on top of it, punches it back. Oh, finally a shot that he misses. It hits the hand. Xu Xin uses the backhand from way behind the table too. Both sides of the racket in this rally. Fishing it up. A little snake early on. Ma Long jumping to stay on top of the bounces. Keeping the pressure on. Ma Long took a big chance going out to the forehand, playing it down the line. Spectacular rally number 1. Maybe there have been more, but I think they're only going to get better. Tied up now. 2 quick points for Ma Long on his serves.
Let 4-all.
Shy Xu Xin fan club. Whole lot of spin on that ball, goes straight down off the racket of Ma Long. The type of response that normally, I'd say, shot that gets you looking down at your racket to see if there's a wet mark. Wow, had to get way low for this to get around that ball. Xu Xin, inside out again, that bread and butter ball. Just out of reach. Again, the flexibility in this pen-hold grip. The question is, where's he gonna go? And it was fast and it was wide. As Ma Long starts to back off, covering the short side once again. The percentages for the backhands right now with Xu Xin, if you compare him to any point in his career, over the course of time, his percentages just haven't been as high as they are now. His backhand is moving on up to support the world #1 in red. Quick one in the middle. Side and top spin from Xu Xin as the ball comes curving back at the second towel break. It's a 4-point lead for the Cloudwalker. Over the table touch. How much pace there is on that flick from Ma Long. Doesn't miss that ball by a lot. In real time, if you only watch one player, it's just amazing how little time there is between every shot. Ma Long makes one amazing shot, and while we're sitting here oohing and awing, he's already getting prepared and starting his next shot. Reaction time uncanny. Another one stays low and sneaks past Ma Long. Ma Long took the first one 11-7. This one isn't over yet. This is the same score, point-wise, that Fan Zhendong had against Zheng Yangshik while he was up 2-1. Well played a bit more centrally into the body here, and it is 6 game points for Xu Xin to take game number 2. It's such a clever play on words. Beautiful backhand. In case you don't know this about Ma Long, he's a big Marvel fan and he collects figurines. Japanese anime as well. But he's got an amazing figurine collection. Good pressure on top of the table. Ma Long can live with this geography here. If he can get Xu Xin living way behind the table, neighbors don't have to share the space right next to the net. It's going to be the trade-off that Ma Long tries to continue to get. 2 game points saved, 4 to go. But it is done and doner. Xu Xin at that backhand corner near the table, deadly with the forehand, 11-6. Outdoes Ma Long's 11-7. Game number 1, he's got some momentum, and we'll see what happens in game number 3. Men's singles final, game 3, right after this. Players coming back to the table for game number 3 and watching Ma Long stretch out there, thinking about the physicality and how much work it takes to stay as agile, flexible, and come back from injury the way Ma Long has. To do that, there's so much sacrifice. Now, while you might think Ma Long has everything, he still has a few, well, pages unturned in his book. Few things left to accomplish.
1 love.
Many refer to him as the greatest of all time. There's no question by record that he's the most dominant player we've seen in the modern game. Meaning I don't know the stats of Victor Barna. Not in detail. In on the shirt. Ball hits Xu Xin's shirt and Ma Long with the pressure. For those of you not that familiar, Victor Barna, we're talking 40s, 30s. So a good 80 years ago. Cracking backhand. A little bit off the top of the net, but still Xu Xin with these low driving backhands. I talk about their danger because of the variation in spin and speed. Right now, he's played some very low trajectory shots, quite aggressively and successfully. Oh, pays for it. Goes down to the ground. Usually, he doesn't have to look back. But with Ma Long on the other side, that's the risk. Just covers and blocks it back to the middle of the table. No time to react after that full stroke forehand. A taste of his own medicine here. Xu Xin loves to run around the backhand corner, but so does Ma Long. They're both players who've developed their backhands quite a bit in recent years. I think Ma Long has had more confidence with his backhand than Xu Xin in the last 5 years or so. Despite that, Xu Xin able to get a shot back into the net after a long, heavy push. Again, the world was shocked, hearing from Xu Xin and others, reading about Ma Long's injuries, that they sounded quite serious. A man who loves table tennis so much, knows how it will affect his world ranking. And also, in some ways it's like riding a bike, but in other ways at this level, losing that edge, the competition edge. Service game, receive game. Stepping off for a bit, the details tend to go quickly. So Ma Long practiced hard, came right back and won the Qatar Open, his first tournament back.
3-all.
It's cool knowing that Ronald's right there below the camera as his hand raises for the let. 3 in a row. Hi, Ronald.
3-all.
You gotta love the crowd here in Busan. They tend to clap on a lot of things that maybe less avid table tennis fans might not appreciate. Unbelievable, Ma Long! What does he do here? How does he do it? Please show us every angle of this point. We saw it from the side. There was no question that a few of these look like they wouldn't come back. Xu Xin, that one, off the top of the net, Ma Long keeps his racket out. Oh, what feeling. I think of Xu Xin as the player with the most touch in the game, and Ma Long staying calm to keep that in play. Ay-ya. These are the types of battles, the matches where you see a player who can get just about everything back from anywhere on the court, Xu Xin, and someone else who can handle the potion that Xu Xin brings to the game. And a net recovery for Xu Xin as well. Ma Long had the net there. Xu Xin leaping keeps it in play. 29 years old in red. That was the jump. And then another one here. See the ball come off the net. Maybe 2 in a row. Wow. It's going to say 29 years old in red, 30 years old in black. We've seen these two grow up together through the national team. They're playing net balls back and forth, just trying to keep it low, trying to keep it aggressive. I imagine a lot of table tennis fans have seen that video from the practice hall where Ma Long is sitting on the ground and they circle the table together. Ma Long just scooting around on the ground. And then Xu Xin catches the ball on the forehand side of the racket. In theory, if there's no bounce, it's a legal shot. This one finally hits the net and comes off long. Xu Xin up by 3. What a difference a backhand makes. Parallel backhand leaves him in position to cover the wide forehand. Xu Xin up 8-4. I think the same as last game. Ma Long took the first, 11-7. Last game, Xu Xin up 8-4, then 10-4. Remember, the last 4 encounters they've had, Ma Long has won. Only dropping 5 games total. It's pretty dominant. If you do the math there, what, 1.25 games per match on average? It's like saying he pretty much beats Xu Xin 4-1 every time they play the last 4 encounters. But he's getting angry.
8-6.
We've stepped on the tail of the dragon. Ma Long starting to turn it up a notch here with the forehands from behind the table. Wow. Again, the ball coming in with that much spin, and Ma Long able to stay on top of it and play it to the middle of the table. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't play afraid. Closes the racket. Oh, it's picture perfect. Watching that stroke. Scoreboard now. 3 in a row for Ma Long. No timeout used by Xu Xin. He'll save that for later. A forehand battle, and Xu Xin escapes victoriously. They were refusing to involve the backhand. Backhand, you stay out of this. This is a conversation for our forehands right now. Even if it means leaning completely out of the way. Time and time again, Xu Xin forces Ma Long to play the backhand in that rally, no matter how much he didn't want to. Turns his back for the Chole. 2-point lead for the Cloudwalker. Now on the receive. That slapping backhand, the flat hit, the punch from Ma Long with such control to vary up the spin game and the timing. Not easy to make that so effective at this level against Xu Xin. Forehands. When they're that far from the table, it's very tough to pin one another in the backhand side. Xu Xin chases down the ball out to the forehand side and hooks it back. But Ma Long insisting on that, staying forehand, just moving it around, stays very well in position. Look what he has to do with his right leg, completely leaps onto the left foot to get the back leg out of the way for that forehand attack. And across the body here to play it more out wide to the forehand. Just come inside the ball a little bit. 9 points apiece. From up 8-4, Xu Xin, well, hasn't had a winning percentage lately. But that spinny backhand secures him game point. As strong as his backhand is, there's no question his forehand is still stronger. It's a question of positioning, making sure that Ma Long doesn't have clear openings on the table. So as Xu Xin drives the ball for his second serve, he has game point. Empty serve, and the third ball does it. Follow-up attack. What a combination, a 2-1 lead by a narrow margin for a nerve-wracking game 3 here, and Xu Xin up by 1 will be back for game number 4, the Dictator versus the Cloudwalker. It's the men's singles final. Stay right here. Players back for game number 4. Xu Xin in the lead narrowly there after barely taking game number 3. Although after the 2018 victory we saw earlier today versus Wang Chuqin,
Game, Xu Xin to serve.
everything pales in comparison score-wise. So now with the serve on his side, Xu Xin used it effectively at 10-9. He'll start game 4, trying to do the same. And he does.
Love.
Subtle contact on the serve, third ball right into the body. Nice touch from Ma Long. Soft hands, leaves it just behind the net, barely coming off the table. And the arc and the spin on that backhand. From time to time, it's very natural for a player to get stuck in their position a little bit, their depth behind the table. But moving in and out is so important, especially with the different placement on the table, a little more shallow for some of these kicking shots. But the bread and butter comes out. Earns Xu Xin a chule. Doesn't mean anything. Just sound of celebration. Short stroke there across the chest. Look at the side spin on that ball. A true inside-out forehand. Ah, the ball kid. There was a ball on court. That's what the players were waiting for. Xu Xin's backhand. Really, if he can keep this up, he could stay world number 1 for some time. It's tough to imagine, but so far this match, his backhand has just been incredibly dependable. As powerful and fast as Ma Long is, Xu Xin's backhand from behind the table feels equally powerful. And the forehand even stronger. A force of nature coming off of that forehand full stroke penhold grip that Xu Xin has. Look how long the stroke is. His arm, it's almost as if he doesn't have an elbow. Compared to, say, the European style where the elbow's in a little bit more closer to the body. Chinese national team doesn't play the same way, but Xu Xin's the extreme.
2-5.
Hit the fingers? Interesting. Ball goes straight down. I was thinking about that before. If you look at his grip, his fingers are up higher on the backhand side than most. More like a traditional J-pen player. Clever idea.
5-3.
But Ma Long races him to that corner. Rushes Xu Xin if he's going to turn to take that forehand. Get down. Everybody get down, get low. Five serving 3 here. Xu Xin still in the lead. Big game for Ma Long. Same could be said for Xu Xin though. It's equally as important for him to get the 3-1 lead as it is to avoid having Ma Long coming back to 2-2. Nice placement here from Xu Xin, a little bit inside to get a shorter stroke forehand from Ma Long. And with the spin from below the table, Xu Xin is so strong in that shot, and if he gets any hesitation out of Ma Long, it's going to be tough. For me, that was the shot that saved Xu Xin against Li Wenru. At 9-9, could have been quite a tight game at the Japan Open final. High toss serve comes back, doesn't bother Xu Xin. follow-up attack was quite quality here. Receive, well, with 2 high toss serves, you would imagine Ma Long would earn himself a decent third ball at least once. Xu Xin coming over to say hi to the camera for a minute. That's what I look like after a shower, or on a towel break for that matter. Whatever makes you at home happiest. Probably quite similar. With the serves on his side now, still up by 4. Again, his serves have been very effective in setting up forehand attacks. But near the back edge of the table, Ma Long shuts down the full swing confident drive. Forces Xu Xin to play it a little more spinny. Oh, once again, blocked right back. Now this is the place to go. If you go out to either wing, it's easier for the opponent to get the racket up. That's how hard that was to do, but Ma Long makes it look simple. Covers with the backhand in the middle, and we've got the timeout now for Xu Xin.
Timeout.
Look at him just move. Just moves a little bit with the hand. Guides to cover the elbow. So calm and patient in that moment. Ma Long back within 2 now. 3 points in a row for Ma Long. Remember, he was down 3-8. It was starting to look one-sided. I can think of many times that both of these players have come back against opponents. Ma Long saved a match point in this tournament against Lim Jong-hoon. Xu Xin, well, the Junmi Zutani story, I think nobody will forget anytime soon. 2016 Kuwait Open. 4-10 down, Xu Xin gets 8 in a row. Lin Gaoyuan, 5-10 down in Game 7 in Dusseldorf 2017. Xu Xin wins that. Ma Long was down, I think, 4-9 against Timo Boll. Maybe 3-8, just the same. Dusseldorf World Championships. I think that's where it was. Ma Long and Timo Boll have had many close matches, several where Timo was leading by quite a bit, and Ma Long managed to come back and win. So we'll see how the timeout affected Xu Xin. His backhand hasn't been quite as present recently.
6.
Does it need to be? Well, if he's getting burned on the wide forehand side, that means he's a little bit out of position by stepping around. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not a risk that he should take. Spinny backhand comes right back into play. Does put him in a much better position to cover the table. Not to mention he's been steady, consistent, and quite aggressive with that backhand. Just missing the table there. 4 game points for Xu Xin, already the most celebrated player at the Korea Open with 3 titles to his name. 2013, 14, and 2016. Just missing long.
7.
Taking the backhand from behind the table, spinning it up. But again, it puts him in good position for the rally. If he doesn't miss that shot, it's a lot of pressure on Ma Long to cover. 1 game point saved, 3 to go for the Cloudwalker. Under the table, cannot connect. Xu Xin with the soft touch shot, 11-7, a 3-1 lead over Ma Long, and we will be back for game number 5. Could be the last. You don't want to miss it. Stay right here. Game 5 coming up right after this. Players back for game number 5. Xu Xin, 1 game away from his 4th Korea Open title.
5th game, Malone to serve, love all.
And his 2nd time against Ma Long. This one sneaks past Ma Long. Normally I think he'd get that ball. Stepping around the corner, Xu Xin fishing it back. Break off the net here, and Ma Long ties it up. Now, I'm very curious, again, a lot of conversation about the Olympic Games. One of the unfulfilled dreams right now for Ma Long, a 2nd Olympic gold medal in the men's singles event. It has never been done by a male player before. So much power from Xu Xin, and he's got the time, and he loads up like this. Tough to counter back, although we've seen Ma Long do it many times already. Trying to look down to see what it was, something with the ball kid. Crowd getting a good laugh.
2-all.
Good pressure from Ma Long. He was down 0-2 against Christian Carlsen. 7 points to 8. Managed to come back, winning 4 games in a row.
2-3.
Very long stroke, a bit more racket speed on this. He looks very fluid, Xu Xin. Stays very loose, and I feel like when you're a little bit looser on those shots, you're able to get more whip factor. You're able to brush the ball, a little more racket speed. Can be quite good for the spin game, which, as you just saw, was tough to keep down. The more topspin, the more the racket needs to stay closed. And even the way he springs up after that forehand, Xu Xin's not relying on one shot. He's hitting one shot as if there's no tomorrow, and then quickly getting prepared for the next shot for tomorrow, essentially. Coming right back to do it all over again. Even with the surprise long push, Xu Xin holds his ground, gets the backhand ready. Just a little bit late to get to that ball. Unless Xu Xin scores the next 4 points, seems unlikely that we'll see an exhibition point. Good bend on that ball from Ma Long. I'm starting to think about the score line here. These two have put on a show before when it becomes quite one-sided. But nope, too close. The fight will go to the end, unless it ends with another game being at 10-2. Comebacks are always exciting. Deuce in the 7th, pretty dreamy. Missing the contact here on the receive. The body language of Ma Long right now. He looks to be under pressure. On the few times that I've seen him not win matches throughout the last 5 years or so, there's a look. Xu Xin taking this one from in near the net. Interestingly enough, that look that Ma Long gets when he's under pressure, he's responded to quite well recently. Still gets a racket on it, which is quite impressive considering how fast that ball is hitting the placement of it. 4 points down. He came back to 9-9 in game number 3 from down 4-8. Again, the use of the side spin here. Xu Xin puts more pressure on, and Ma Long looking down at the equipment. It's giving chills to fans in the crowd. See her trying to warm up there, shaking the edge of the seat. Xu Xin quickly backing up for the fishing as he turns out the traditional penhold backhand just in case. 4-point lead right back. Oh, fooled. Xu Xin goes the other way, starts to make his move. Ma Long escapes with the points. Definitely not out of the question, just 3 points down. Drop shot to bring him into the table. Xu Xin thought he knows Ma Long pretty well. Ma Long, again, wrapping around the ball to put that side spin on, but not showing until just the moment before contact.
7-9.
Could it be? Ma Long fans in the crowd looking to see him pull through here. Touch shot, and Xu Xin earns himself 3 game and championship points. Not yet, edge of the racket from behind the table. The grunts are coming out. Xu Xin is hungry for this victory. Again, he's lost his last 4 encounters with Ma Long. He's lost 20 times on the World Tour and only won 8. Barely over 25%. And with the amount of matches they've played and the record that Xu Xin has against almost everybody else in the world, that leaves a lot on the to-do list, pretty high on the to-do list for Xu Xin, especially with the world #1 ranking. After his experience at the World Championships, 2 championship points left. Superman takes it down. 11-8, 4 games to 1. He beats the dictator. A handshake, a pat on the back, and world #1 is #1 once again. The fans in Korea, the fans in China, and the Xu Xin fans around the world will celebrate and rejoice, proving world #1.